One, we're live. We're action. If you're a healthcare professional, specifically for optics, you're going to want to watch this to the end. This is an amazing story of how Hungary have discovered something very revolutionary. I met these guys at 100% Optical. I'm Gary Kasudu. I'll let them introduce themselves. You are going to want to watch the end if you're an eye care professional. I promise you, because this is revolutionary in the science of color deficiency. Balázs, let's hand it over to you and introduce yourself, sir.
Hi Gary, hello everyone. My name is Balázs Homolka. I'm from Coloron. I'm the partnership manager of Coloron. We are working for the colorblind people, the colorblind community. We are developing and manufacturing filter lenses for color vision enhancement. And I hand it over to my colleague Mate to introduce himself.
Thank you. Hey, hello everyone. I am Mate Szabó, and I am the team leader of research and development here at Coloron as well. We are responsible for providing the best solution for this condition that we can.
And when I speak to optometrists and dispensing opticians, they're not as excited as me. I don't understand. This changes people's lives. This really has such a massive impact. Can we just talk about the science? Most opticians should know this, but 1 in around 11, 12 men are affected by this. Is that correct?
1 in 12, yeah.
1 in 12, and 1 in how many women?
400?
400. So that we're talking about when you go to buy some fruit, whether it's fresh or not. We're talking about when you get dressed in the morning. We're talking about career choices. We're talking about having to cope with something that really shouldn't be. You shouldn't be ashamed. We can solve these issues. I've only been involved with this for 10 months. And when I met you at 100% Optical, when I looked at it, I thought, Ishihara, no big deal. As I've started to get more involved in this, I see how much shame is involved. People are very, very embarrassed to say that they're color deficient. They feel it's a really something to be embarrassed about. So this is where we can get excited, practice owners. We can get excited because we now have some kind of solution. So can we go back to the beginning? How did this start? I'd love to know the tomato ketchup story, and we go from there. And let's unfold some of the science. But that's a good place to start. Who wants to tell us about the tomato ketchup story?
Yeah, I can take it over. Sure. So yeah, tomato ketchup, tomato puree. As you might know or might not know, Hungary is a great country for agricultural stuff, and we have provided loads of food for Hungary, mainly the Carpathian, but all around Europe you can find Hungarian food, and we have great tomato puree as well. And the neighboring countries realize that we make good tomato, and we produce great tomato, and we started selling this stuff to East Germany back in the 80s, 70s, I don't know. And in the 80s, there was some problems with the tomato. Namely, the German staff said that this tomato isn't red enough, or maybe it looks.
Was that with the label or inside with the actual product?
The tomato
inside,
itself,
okay.
Yes. So there was some problems where they did not want to take over the tomato that Hungary delivered to the East German border. And there was no objective truth, right? How can you tell whether it's red enough or not as red as it needed to be? So there needed to be some research done in this case, and the Hungarian government asked the Technical University in Budapest to do something about this, and they found Professor Abraham György, who created this tomato puree meter device, which basically says okay, we have decided this is the right amount of redness. It's not too dark, it's not too bright, not too yellowish. And there was a scale next to it. There is a revolving scale that you can switch around and look at how red is the correct amount of red for a tomato, right? So it's like you can compare the actual puree to a set of standard colors. And this helped the procedure of creating this product in the first place. So if it's not red enough, we don't sell it. And of course, when it's at the border, it's easy check, right? You can check if it's red
Yeah.
enough or not. But the creation of this red is not as easy as just putting something red on a piece of paper, right? So it had to be done very scientifically. And there was some different procedures of creating red light and red light filtering as well. And once this project was done, it was a successful project. The people and this researcher at Budapest Technical University asked, okay, what do we do next? Because we have this knowledge about red light and red filtering and stuff like that. What can we use this? And there was a wild idea. Maybe let's check the human eye. Let's check color vision deficiency. Can it be used for anything? And in the 80s, in the late 80s, they started this research about color vision deficiency and color filtering, and realized that there's so much to do in this field because the field is still not up to date on how color vision deficiency works. They put the first 2 years of the research into the wrong stuff because they said the reason for color vision deficiency is completely different.
That's so interesting. That's so interesting. Do we know? Is there celebrities out there? That I know there's Mission Impossible. I know that there's some people out there, celebrities that have color deficiency. Do we know why the industry isn't so excited about this? Do you two have an opinion on this?
And certainly there are a lot of opinions. As far as I know, Mark Zuckerberg is color vision deficient. That's also a reason why Facebook has this bluish color.
I did not know that. I didn't know that.
I heard that.
And
yeah,
look how successful he is.
Yeah, he is. And I think there are a lot of people around. So I think one thing about this condition, people, I mean, we're talking about men. Us, men, we like to hide our weaknesses. And I think that's the main factor with this, that we know that 1 out of 12, so a lot, it's really significant. There are a lot of guys running around with this condition, but they are keeping this as a secret until they come into like these awkward or unpleasant situations when they cannot decide, cannot separate. So there are a lot of trouble factors where we can support, where we can help, but we have to be, how to put it, advising in a way they accept our support. Does it make sense?
That totally makes sense. So I think before we talk about the solution, we talk about the science. People say, how does it work? Is there different types of color blindness? Is there some more severe than others? Let's discuss that, because the optical community, I spoke to the College of Optometry in London, and they said if this is good and this works, this will change everything. We will start doing Ishihara on women. I think that when an optometrist is busy, and certainly when it's an adult, they won't bother. But this is an opportunity for us to help change that and help do Ishihara, and not just Ishihara. I've seen lots of AI. You guys have an AI solution that you can do from home. So let's talk about that. What are the different types of color deficiency, and is there more severity from one place to another? I think you both are in a good position to talk about that. What makes this work?
Yeah, sure, I can take over.
Thank you.
So different types of color vision deficiency. Certainly there's more than one type. The thing about vision and color vision is that every person is so different, and every person experiences color quite differently, right? So there is not just one type of color vision deficiency or some sort of hindering of color in any person. But when we talk about color vision deficiency, there is certain stages. When you say someone is color vision deficient or color blind, what we think about most of the time is red-green color vision deficiency. This is more than 99% of cases, right? This only means that the trichromatic vision that we have, so the three cones that we have, the red, the green, and the blue, one of these is in one way or shape or form kind of deficient. Where I stopped my monologue last time is that the professors at the university had to start over the research because they realized that the problem was a bit different than they anticipated because of the literature. Is if I can get into it, is that one of the photoreceptors was supposed to be weaker or was supposed to be missing. They realized that most of the cases, the problem is not that it's weaker, but that the sensitivity is a bit shifted. So along the lines of wavelengths, it's going to be shifted. That's a problem because at this point, if we talk about red-green color vision deficiency, we can say that, okay, the problem is that the red is not actually red that we see. It's a bit shifted towards the yellow maybe. And the green is not as nice of a green, a lush green as people with normal color vision see it, but it's shifted again towards the brownish, yellowish area. So that's going to be one part of the problem. You don't know which photoreceptor is in what sensitivity. So when we talk about color vision deficiency and even just red-green color vision deficiency, you cannot say, okay, I know exactly what kind of color vision deficiency they have. You have to do tests, and you do have to make estimations. If you don't do gene therapy, you have to make estimations what kind of color vision deficiency they can have. Of course, there is more serious, more severe, and more mild cases. Sometimes it's just a bit of a shift towards the others. Sometimes it can be quite a drastic shift. Also, we can say that there's some cases when one of the photoreceptors is missing. That's when we say the patient is dichromatic. Or if two or more are missing, it can be monochromatic as well, or maybe even.
So it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've studied this. So we've got the retina here, and we've got rods and cones. We know that when we're looking at a star, the edges are black and white, and we've got a central vision here with color. How can one solution fix this? The DNA of this. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Take us back to our studies.
Yeah, sure. So what you have to know that the signal that your brain receives is basically completed by a multiplication. Mm-hmm. So there is the stimuli that you get, so the light that you get, and your sensor, how it processes it, right? So in case of color vision deficient people, the sensors have a bit of a problem, right? So they don't behave exactly as we would like them to behave. So what we try to do is don't touch the sensors in any way, shape, or form. We leave the eye as it is. What we try to manipulate is the stimuli that you get. So we try to get the stimuli to change, and then the multiplication is hopefully going to be so personalized that you have the correct signal entering the back of your brain to process color vision.
That makes sense. So now we fast forward. Now we fast forward to the actual solution, and we say that you've got to wear the solution for a couple of minutes. The room starts to, the white on the white starts to change color. Tell us about what you've got. 3 products, a weaker one, a medium one, a stronger one. How is all of this one solution for a multitude of different types of color deficiency?
So as I talked about this earlier, there is so many cases of color vision deficiency. The best solution would probably be have very minor changes in the lens for every single person. But what we realized that most of the cases are quite similar or can be categorized as quite similar. So the most of the cases in color vision deficiency, we talk about red-green color vision deficiency. It's about 99% of cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the times, the genetic mutations that appear are you can see some patterns, right, in the genetic mutations, and the patterns show that the red cones sensitivity usually shifts towards the green, and the green sensitivity usually shifts towards the red, right? So the end, in the end, both cases look kind of similar because the reds and the greens don't separate themselves as much as in those cases with normal color vision, with normal color vision, right? So what we try to do is get this confusion zone, right? So the confusion zone between the red and the green is going to be this kind of yellowish, brownish, mushy something, and we try to cut these out. So the confusion is going to be less, and the clean signal is going to be more. Of course, there needs to be some kind of overlap because we want to see the yellow, and the yellow is only seen when you see the red and the green as well, right? So it's a very sensitive game. But what you want is to cut out some of this confusion in the middle to create the clean red and green feeling as well.
I absolutely love this because what you're going to see is the emotion in your patient's face. So the patients come in, they've failed Ishihara, they haven't got it. You've put the lens on, overlaid on top of their prescription because the lens solution's plano. And after a couple of minutes, they're looking at Ishihara and they can see colors they've never seen before. This is amazing. So can you tell us when you're the prescriber, the optometrist, how is the procedure? Because it's really straightforward as far as I can see. You failed Ishihara, whether that be the online pre-screening or in the room. Now what's the procedure? Will you explain how we put the different ones on, why we should allow a couple of minutes for the brain to adjust? So just the procedure of that.
Yeah, let me jump into this. What is how we developed this solution is we are trying to offer a complete service for the patients when they go to an optician. First of all, as you mentioned, patients faced many times the Ishihara plates, but they never seen anything in it. So that's like really the first moment they will experience. So first of all, when they arrive, hello, I'm a colorblind patient. Can you help me? Certainly. Let's just run quickly through the Ishihara book. Check how many do you see. They usually can see or guess 1 or 2 out of 12. I mean, most of the cases, because most of the cases we meet patients with medium or medium severe conditions. Then we have professional tester, patented tester for our optician partners. It takes about 10 or 12 minutes for the patient to complete these tests. It looks really great if you use it on a tablet. You use your examination room, so no artificial lights around. So 10 minutes with the tester, then the tester offers a result page. The result page gives you the exact condition, and we also offer the patient some information about the condition, what the optician can hand out. So like the first time you read maybe more professional information about the condition, and certainly about your enhancement options. And after this, the tester suggests which lens to choose first, and they put on with the, with the trial frames, the trial lens. The adoption time is always very important, but the adoption for colorblind is, we usually say, let's wait 5 minutes, but most of the cases in 1 or 2 minutes, they will see what we call the white balance. The white was again white, because first when you put on color filter lens, everything gets colored in a way, in a different way. Then the brain starts the adaptation, then we are stimulating your brain, and then the adaptation, after the adaptation time, the white balance back again. And this is when we can go for a second time Ishihara check. Let's say that this is when we can show the patient the first results. This is when they experience that, wow, numbers are coming out of this bubbly book where there was nothing before. And you see, the happiness of a child on their faces, because it's like, it's truly the first experience. They see color differentiation, and let's say they see enhanced colors.
And as an adult, when you're walking along in a beautiful field, we talk about spirituality and being in the moment and enjoying nature. Now, nature's really tough to enjoy if everything looks the same. So we have, you guys have got solutions, whether it be a sunglass, whether it be quite an intense lens. Do you want to explain the different types of lens to the optometrist and dispensing opticians and even lay people? We've got different solutions for different situations. So we explain there's a mild, there's a medium, there's a sunglass, there's an enhanced. Will you go through the different products and how do we choose those products depending on our patient?
Yeah, altogether at the moment we have 4 different types of lenses on the market, but I can assure you that in the future there will be more coming out, because we are working with continuous development, and this is the model we are structuring, that we are creating more and more functional lens, so we are offering more experiences for the colorblind folks. It's very simple, because we have like one solution, what we call the strong lens. The strong lens is for massive differentiation, because it's some sort of it's a harsh solution, but this is the safest solution.
It's a very dark lens, and from your research, you found that people don't want to really walk around with this lens. They don't want to have it on all the time, but that's an option.
Yeah. Yes, that's what we suggest to use for the short-term tasks.
Intense
color
work.
Differentiation is vital. It's important.
I found, to my surprise, I found graphics designers, web designers, people that need to understand color, that are color deficient, and that said, Gary, does this exist? I said, yes, it does exist. Yeah. So, very interesting. So that for them would be the perfect solution. They're in front of their screen, they're looking at the screen, and they put that one on. Okay, so I got strong. What's next?
Next one, we have 2 versions of for the same purpose. We have the mild lens and the experience lens. Both are aiming to give you more colors, more enhanced colors, but the mild is like a smoother support. The experience is like a more mature, so it's a stronger support, so to say. So this is why we use the tester software for. So the tester software suggests, okay, this condition should wear the mild, or this condition should wear the experience. So the software creates your own mix.
Does the work for you. So if you're a patient that's a graphics designer, you might need 2 or 3 solutions. One when you're on holiday, one when you're intense work, one when you're just walking around. And this is a possibility. They might need more than just one solution. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say you need. You can have options, I would say, because, for example, the fourth lens, what we have in our portfolio is sunglasses. So, I mean, you buy sunglasses after all. I mean, most of the people buy sunglasses to protect their eyes in heavy sun, to have like clear visuals. What we offer is you buy let's say the same sunglasses, but with a little enhancement of colors. Because I mean little, because sunglasses, the lenses are darker, and to enhance colors, we need light. So when we use a darker lens, our possibilities are shorter, but still, I mean, I just said, if you work with this, you realize that a lot of your friends, a lot of people around you are colorblind. So, for example, I have a trainer guy. I know him for, a couple of years. And then he mentioned me a couple of months ago that when we were talking about work, my work, not his work, because he's a trainer, that, color vision lens. The guy told me that I'm colorblind, so I'm color vision deficient. So do you have a solution for me? I offered him some for testing, and he was like, I need the sunglasses because after all, I wear sunglasses, but here I just enjoy more the view. I see colorful cars, I see more colorful leaves, etc. So after all, what was your question is we offer solutions for functionality, and you can choose your functionality option and your lens for your functionality, because we run let's say a big survey last year. More than 100 colorblind patients were asked, and what we realized is they don't really prefer to wear colored lenses all day. So we are not aiming to develop a solution. We started back then. We wanted a solution for all day, all conditions. After all, Mate can talk about days long about this. But finally, when we moved closer to the market, when we understood more about developments, it's not possible to cover all conditions. And people don't want to have a solution for everything. They need a tool, they need a gadget for the function or for the action they are actually performing. And this is the angle we are moving. Let's say it's more like marketing wise, it's after the development phase.
I absolutely love this. And this is a lot to digest if you've been doing something one way and then all of a sudden there's something new. I understand that. So this is very much a part one for me. I'm so passionate about everything optics. I've been doing this for many, many years, and I see this as a way of helping young people where there hasn't been a solution before. Very much about that whole mindful piece. If you're walking in the forest and you can't see the beautiful colors, if you're working in a situation where you have to define colors. So we're bringing this to the UK. Any minute now, we will, dispensing opticians, optometrists, you'll get the go ahead that your insurance will cover you for this. So this is just part one. What we're doing, we're going to find 50 practices. Once everything is good, 50 practices to test this. And this is so exciting for those first 50. If you're watching this and you think, well, this is something I want to be involved with, please, the details will be down below. Please contact us. This is just part one of the story. Part two is I'd love to speak with celebrities that have color deficiency, speak with just regular people, and we are going to come back to you with some case studies. I don't think I've been this excited in a long time. So we'll wrap this up. This is just part one. Gentlemen, do you want to wrap this up? How you see the next 6 months happening once we start getting excitement? Because the UK really hasn't taken off with this. Balázs, you want to go first? Tell us how you see between now and the next episode things are going to change.
Next episode, you mean like 6 months later?
Yeah, maybe 3. Once we've got our first 50, how's that going to happen, and your support?
Well, actually, it's not easy to guess. It's almost like for me when I would be asked that what do I think about AI? How would it develop? Because for me, like how Coloran develops, it's really exciting, and I just try to keep up with it, because since we have the MDR, and since we will step in, we will have the UK acceptance, what you mentioned. It's really a huge case, and a lot of partners are joining our network. A lot of color vision specialists are opening this service, and we really see a change in this. Younger generation are demanding this solution. I mean, they don't want to miss out a chance of seeing more colors. It's hard to say. I'm sorry. I have
No, but
so many
that's
in my
how
head.
big this thing is.
Definitely we will meet at 100% optical, which is only how many 2 or 3 months from now. So there will be a great chance to meet. There will be a great chance to see a lot of color vision deficient people appearing in the UK and demanding this solution that for the first time lets them offer some more colors. I think that's really something what will happen.
And we've got Matty that's doing his PhD. Where do you see the next couple of years development? Gene therapy, my God, they'll say, look, take this gene out. Look, what do you think?
Yeah, well, gene therapy is not my table. I'm sorry to say that. I'm sticking to optics. Yes, so I think there is some really interesting stuff that's going to come up. We are already working on the next few filter lenses. We are testing as we speak, actually, in the laboratory that we have in our office. We are testing at this moment. So we are testing the new solutions, the new lenses. Some of the ideas are really out there, so I'm not sure how it's going to come back. But there is a clear path. I think that we can see that new filters are coming next year, in next 2-3 years. You can see that development is not stopping.
I've been asked a lot. I've been asked, Matty, whether or not this can go into a contact lens. I've said that I don't know if there's any plans. Is there any plans to put this into a contact lens?
Contact lens is a very interesting idea. It's a very good idea, I think. The problem is that it's a bit of a different alley, right? Because once you put it in your eye, technically, then the regulation changes a bit, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is that if you have paint, and it's specific paint that you have in these lenses, you have to make sure that it's safe. So you cannot just say, okay, it's just glasses, it's not going to touch your eye, right? Once it touches your eye, you have to make sure that it's 100% safe for humans. So it's a bit of a bigger step, but definitely I think it's not a bad idea. It just has to be very, very, well managed.
I feel very lucky to be part of just the tiniest part, not like you two, a part of this development and how this is going to change people's lives. Sorry, Balázs, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
No. I just wanted to add here, because as we are talking about contact lenses, I think we are leaving out the option just to put it on and put it out. So we are offering a solution that we discovered. I mean, it's not about us, it's about the colorblind folks who we asked, and 83% of them are looking for a temporary solution. So this is why we are focusing on the clip-ons. This is why we are focusing on eyewear, not the lenses, because they want to put it on for the task they need it. Then they leave it, because still we are talking about colored lenses. We cannot make the color disappear because it's physics, although we are tackling physics. So we are working with layering, we are working with covering these colors. But if we are talking about contact lenses, it maybe can be a bit disturbing.
And we are talking years into the future there. I just like to look into the future. if we talk about the next 12 months, if you're an optometrist or a practice, this is going to be on social media, but it really needs to start with healthcare professionals. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, we have a big LinkedIn community. Please make please make comments down below. These guys will be watching your comments. It starts with optometry, and we will drive this forward. You'll see on the New Year's Day parade that people will be walking with Ishihara and numbers, and hopefully this will raise the awareness. We're going to be working with schools and teaching or helping schools to raise the awareness of this solution. Watch this space. The next 6 months are interesting, and if I had a crystal ball, I'd say that this is going to win the best product for the Optician Awards next year. Look, there's a prediction. So watch this space. Please make a comment if you see this down below on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, and tell a friend, because now there is a solution. That's a wrap, unless we've got anything else to say. This has been so good, so interesting. The science, the way it's going to affect people. And do you want to wrap this up, Balas, Matti?
Thanks a lot, Gary. I mean, it's good that you highlighted awareness and testing, because as we see all other markets, like for example our local market, that was key, that people started talking about it. We started testing in schools, optometrists, etc., and people realized that finally the solution arrived. So I'm really keen on seeing this happening in the UK.
Yeah, me too. And looking at you, Gary, you're so excited and enthusiastic, and it's it's something that we want to see, and it's so good to see that it's not only me who is excited about color in a laboratory, for 4 years now, but you can see other people as well being really excited about color. It's so
and which
good.
is a shame, because I speak to fellow opticians and I tell them, and they say, "Oh, that isn't that exciting." I think what needs to happen is to see the expression on people's faces. Now, I just leave you with this antidote. Most television and reality and streaming is when it's real life. Like they're the most popular shows, when we're seeing a story unfold. And I believe this story is going to get big, and this story will be worth watching, and it's emotional, and you'll see people cry in your testing room, you'll see people change direction, and you will change lives. So watch this space. I look forward to part 2. We'll see you at the Optician Awards. We'll see you at 100% Optical. But in the meantime, please comment down below and tell a friend. That's a wrap. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Let me stop the thing, and there we go. Gentlemen, we'll have